I can't tell you how much I needed this place. Yesterday was a tough day. And as I was trudging through the rain and just kind of like no views, you know, same old story, all that, I didn't know that this place was ahead. But God did. I've had a similar experience like that before on this hike, and I've talked about it. So it might sound familiar, but I think that's just maybe a recurring theme for me, a lesson I need to take away, that I need to keep trusting in the good things that God's trying to give me in my future, even when I can't see them. I just imagine yesterday when I was crying out to him, aka whining, and that he was gently saying, "Hold on, daughter. Hold on. There's something better. Keep going." And I really hope that that thought's just going to help fuel me through these next 500 something miles when it gets hard, to just hold on. Something better is coming. I don't want to leave this place. Maybe I need that same message for when things are good. To just keep going. Things will get better. But this is definitely coded in my core memory. One last look before I leave. Can you tell I'm not good at goodbyes? That's funny. I can understand it though, because that's the trail. And then, like, it looks like it just keeps going. And if you're not paying attention to, like, if you're just looking in front of you, I can see where it'd be hard to miss that. Not for me, because that was where I stayed last night, but anyway, kudos to whoever did that. So, while I did start out alone in my little oasis camp spot last night, there were other people that showed up at like 8:30, which feels so late, but I mean, I've done that before. It's understandable. I could tell they were tired when they got there, so it's probably a long day. It's all good. The spoiled part of me was like, what? I was just getting ready. I said if you watched yesterday's video, it was like, I was supposed to go to a shelter last night, and I just kind of knew that I needed to be alone, and I needed to cry, and I needed to just, whatever, have time with God. And I was just getting ready to, when I was kind of figuring all this out with my boyfriend on the phone yesterday, and he was trying to help me with my emotions, which he's so patiently good at doing. He was like, brought up listening to music, and it's like, yeah, in my real life, that's such a big part of my life. I just don't do it a lot out here because of phone battery or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I needed that yesterday. And so I was just about to put my music on when those people showed up. So I was like, darn it, which, whatever, I have headphones, but there's something, silk blazing, sorry. There's something really nice about being alone in the woods and being able to just listen to music. So whatever. But this morning I did pop my headphones in, and the song that I listen to is just so powerful. It's called Steadfast by, I think it's Josh Garrels. So good. So needed. So anyway, today, hold on, my arm hurts. Today I have a pit stop at Bramley Mountain. It has a warming hut that hikers are allowed to go in and charge their stuff and use a clothes dryer, which I have both my pairs of socks are still wet today. Super looking forward to that. I also think I need to maybe clean my muddy shoe from yesterday. I meant to clean that and I didn't, so I might clean that when I get to a water source or something, so that can kind of dry out, get some dry socks. That would be fantabs. Anyway, so since I was planning on stopping at Bromley Mountain to charge stuff, and I think they have good service there, so maybe even try to get a video uploaded. I had intended for today to be a low mileage day. It was originally supposed to be like 13. Yesterday I stopped a couple miles early, and I think I'm just going to tack those miles on today so that I'm breaking even exactly where I was going to be on my projected schedule. Yesterday was supposed to be 18.3. I did 16.2. So if I just do 15 today instead of 13, it's still kind of a low mileage day, I think. But I am loving here. Well, let me get back to that. Hold on. I am loving about Vermont, just the camping restrictions lifted so that there's more options of where to stay. Sorry, so many monologues this morning. Vermont. I didn't like her until yesterday when I got to Prospect Rock. Mount Prospect. I gotta make sure I know what that's called. So yeah, that's just the truth. In fact, yesterday I was really not liking her. She could be changing my mind. Excuse me, dear. I have to cross that? Seems like they are flying. Yeah. Great. Cool. Like I need to do some running stretches before I cross this. Make sure my shoes are tied. Eeks. Because I started crossing, I was like, oh, I'm totally clear. I even thought to myself, I don't really need to be running. But that corner, they come flying around there. Hey. I'm not look like the type of parking lot that would have a porta potty and trail magic? No? Aw, there is trail magic. That is so nice. Thank you, Chris. This is funny to me because I think I may have shown you how bad my shoes were yesterday from the mud, and I actually just tried to clean them. So like compared to how they looked this morning, the mud was caked on there, and I at my water fill up I like poured water on them to attempt to clean them. But okay, I will happily use this thingy-majiggy. I never did figure out what this flower was, but this is like the healthiest one that I've seen. They always look kind of like fragile, dead kind of when I see them, but I still like them because it's just unique in the color and everything. But this one looks good. Google image said that's impatience? Really? I gotta fact check that with my mommy. I always remember she had impatience because I always thought it was funny because she has a lot of patience. She would talk about her flowers and patience, and I always thought that was funny. Huh, I didn't think they looked like that. There's been a ton of water sources today. Love days like that. So this is what I was trying to figure out the other day, what was blooming, and I'm getting a clue. I still don't know what it is, but fun. Google says it's viburnum. Don't know if I'm saying that right. It's very bizarre that I actually have service today, so I'm gonna look these trees up too. I've been seeing them a lot the last week. I'm not quite sure what they are. Just like white with a bunch of potholes in them almost. They might be poplar, but I'm not sure. Poplar according to Google, so I could still be wrong, but because I know they are commonly confused with birch, which, you know, you've probably figured out by now that birch is my favorite tree, and that's the one tree that I actually know what it is. We have a lot of birch up in Michigan, but yeah, they are commonly confused because they're white, but birch are the peely ones. But I just don't recall the poplar trees in Michigan being quite so potholy. I don't know. I want something like this in my house, just as a piece of art. I never did find out. Oh, I have service. Maybe they can tell me what that is. Google does not want me to know what that is. I'll have to wait for Jenna to respond to me. All right, the climb up to Bramley Mountain, or Mount Bromley. I keep forgetting which one it is. So far has been quite mild, but this last little stretch, I would say, I guess like the last mile, has been a little bit more tough, but I'm thankful that the whole, because it was kind of a long climb, but like I said, it's been pretty gradual up until just now. Even though I am less than a mile away from the summit of, gosh darn it, I need to look this up, Bromley Mountain / Mount Bromley. I'm taking the bait for this little viewpoint over here. Ooh, a little hazy, but still nice. And the reason why I wanted to look at this is because it said it was a view of Mount Stratton that I climbed yesterday, which I don't know which one it is. It doesn't matter. It is crazy to me that one of those mountains that I was there yesterday climbing it, like, oh, Mount Stratton had the observation tower. I wonder if I could see that. Oh, I wish it wasn't so hazy. Huh. This last little stretch is very steep. Also, not at all what I imagined it to look like. I just happened to turn around. That is beautiful. Excuse my breathing. This does not look as steep. Can't even talk. It does not look as steep as it is. Ooh, do I need to get water over there? Anyway, squirrel. Holy cow. This like last little stretch has been like the burning your calves steep. Oh, but it's worth it. All comments say there's no water here or for the next 7 miles. Oopsie daisy. I somehow thought there was water here. So I don't know what I was just looking at over there. It's probably like a gas line. Shoot. I passed a lot of water sources today. And I was like, oh, I'll just fill up at Bramley Mountain. Giggles. Come on. How could you get any more cute than that? Is that the warming hut? No, that is. All right, this is the mount. No, Bromley Mountain. Golly, why is that so hard for me? Bromley Mountain warming hut. Yeah, they got heaters and stuff. That'd be cool if they had a fan. I don't see one. But how fun to open this up to hikers. Electricity, I've already got my power banks charging. A dryer, which I gotta check my socks. They're probably dry by now, but oh well. I don't know, I gotta look at, haven't quite figured it all out yet. Oh, hello. Oh, clearly people have had some fun here. Oh, fuel cans. I might see if one of those is more full than mine. What's that? Is that Huh, trail magic. Coffee. Herd of coal. Haha. That's cool. I wonder if I can climb up there. I don't know that I want to or that I should, but this is just a cool place. I would like to climb up there, but people are working there. I'm just gonna sit for a second because, like, how could I not? Very nice. Very nice. Oh, yes, please. Show me that way. So yeah, this is fantastic. The only thing, I just didn't know that there wasn't any water. That's my fault. I just assumed, I guess, when I'm like, oh, they've got a dryer, they've got a stove, electricity. I just thought they were gonna have a sink here. And so I was actually going to like rinse out my socks and stuff before I threw them in the dryer, but I guess I just am gonna have to be careful with my water consumption. All right, I'm packing up to leave. I got dry socks. Very excited about that. Actually, like really, really excited about that. That might be the best thing about this stop. Dry socks. I got to dump my trash. I got to charge my devices. My phone first, I don't know, like the electrical outlet that I'm using, I don't know if it was like over maxed or something like that. You know when you charge things and they just get like really hot? That's what was happening. So my phone refused to charge past 80, but that's okay. I got my phone to 80% because it was low today. My devices, or my battery banks are about 75% each. That's imperative. That's gonna get me through the next few days. That was it, I guess. But I mean, that's good. Those things are all important, so thankful for that. Bramley Mountain warming hut. Thank you. Oh, one thing I really wanted to do, because I mean, I was here for 2 hours almost. I thought I could upload a YouTube video because I knew it had good service. I had like 3 bars up here. But I don't know what was going on. My phone, like, it would not, so the old, since I'm so far behind on my videos, the ones that I'm needing to upload and post, all the pictures are like not downloaded on my phone anymore. They're just on the iCloud. And so normally if I have 2 or 3 bars of service, I can download those videos to my phone to get them uploaded to YouTube, or to iMovie and to YouTube, and they would not download. Like I got like 3 videos, not YouTube videos, just 3 individual like minute videos downloaded, and that was it. So I am trying.
The worst thing to we have James, born and raised.
Really glad I got to climb that tower. They were working on it when I got there. So I don't want to, go up there, but and they were still kind of up there when I was leaving. I was like, can I go up there? And they had just finished, I guess, installing another guardrail. So they were like, yeah, come on up. Awesome views. That is a climb, folks. Ooh. And I'm tired. This is the view from Styles Peak. That climb was way harder than the climb up to Bramley Mountain. I am super annoyed with myself for messing up on water today. I haven't made a water mistake in a long time. I absolutely did today. I guess I just thought if I was going to a building that had electricity and a dryer, I thought at the least I'd have a water spigot. I was wrong. I have 3 miles to go. I'm incredibly thirsty. I don't have a lot of water. I'm getting out a snack to like make up for it somehow. That makes sense in my head. I don't know. Like that climb. But the descent has not been fun either. It didn't really like rain today, but we had this little like afternoon shower. I'm not walking until I'm done recording. We had this little afternoon shower. So the rocks are all wet. And so this descent is a little treacherous. It's not, I mean, it's steep, but it's not like horrible steep if the rocks were dry. But since they're wet, like I've already slid a couple of times. Me no likey. Looks like down there there's more actual like places to put your foot other than a rock. But the last little stretch has been like the rocks are your only option for your feet. So taking even longer to get there. Slid on that board too. But anyway, woo, isn't that beautiful? My parents have something like that in their woods. I gotta admit, I'm really tired of these late night climbs. Like I'm ready to be in bed right now, not climbing this. Vermont has played a couple of cards in her favor. The views last night, the views today, but yeah, the mud thing, I'm really kind of over it. I wish that this was like an anomaly and I was like, oh wow, look at this muddy part, I gotta film it. Y'all, this is like every other, I don't know, like every couple of minutes it's this. Let me navigate. And right after that nasty mud, this is what Vermont does. Oh, wait, green is her favorite color. We're just gonna make it super green so that she has to love us. I think back there was picking up all how bright the green was. And it doesn't seem to pick it up on video anyway. But this is kind of lovely. Still don't like the mud. Not sure what's going on with my back. Kind of feels like it's trying to get thrown out. This has happened to me, you know, it happens to me like once or twice a year in my real life, and it's always like random, like I leaned to look in the mirror, or I bent over to pick up a towel, or, you know, really dumb stuff. But here's the weird thing. Like, I don't even know. It's not like, oh, all I did was, you know, put my backpack. Like, I don't know what I did. The last thing that I did before it started hurting was put my backpack on, but nothing felt weird when I put it on. It felt like the other 350 million times I've put my backpack on in the last 4 months. But when I started walking, I was like, oh, like it was all, the best way to describe it is almost like it's like froze up. Like it's gonna, like I'm almost afraid to breathe because it's like all tight and bad. I waited for a minute. I kind of tried to stretch a little bit, and I've just been walking really cautiously. And like sometimes it feels normal, and then other times it doesn't. So really hoping that it just goes away.
Got to my campsite super late, had to scarf down food, get water, set up my tent, you know, and then it was go to bed time. So this is my picture to remind myself to put an end to the day instead of just abruptly stopping it like I normally do with my videos. You're welcome.